The Federal Reserve has decided to purchase corporate debt. Let me explain what that means. If you are a company and you borrow money in the market, you give the lender who gives you money a certificate. It's called a corporate bond. It's your promise as a corporation to repay that loan at a certain point with interest over the time between now and then. So here's what happens. The corporations go into the market and borrow the money. They have no trouble finding the lender. You know why? Because the lender gives the corporation the money, gets from them the bond, and here we go now, immediately, I mean within seconds, sells that bond to the Federal Reserve for money. They started with money. They went through this little rigmarole. They gave it to the corporation. They got the bond. They sold the bond to the Federal Reserve, and now they have more money than they started with 25 seconds ago. They've made a nice little piece of change. They do it over and over again. Every company in the country can borrow virtually limitless amount of money. You may be suffering as an unemployed, one of the 40 million. Your company may be small and going out of business, but if you're big enough to issue bonds, there's no limit. This is called making a situation worse by helping those who need it least at the top of the heap at everybody else's expense. Inequality will get worse in the United States. As a result of this, corporations will load up on even more debt than they have now. This is a situation getting worse, not better. Here's your second statistic. Half of all commercial rents paid by stores, restaurants, and so forth in malls or on streets weren't paid in May. Almost as many weren't paid in April. Landlords are therefore in a difficulty. They're not getting any money from their tenants, so they can't pay back the banks from whom they borrowed the money to develop the mall or to develop the store that they're leasing to the tenant. You get the picture? Everyone is now going into court, fighting one another. Those who don't want to pay are fighting to be allowed not to. Those who are landlords are fighting to force the money. It's unclear who will win, but here's the point. It's a struggle. Everybody's on their own. If you're rich enough to have the bevy of lawyers, you'll win this one, and you'll screw those who are less wealthy, can less afford lawyers and all the rest. It's what the French call sauve qui peut, everyone for themselves. And here's the punchline. If the working class, white and black, male and female, very skilled, semi-skilled, if that working class doesn't get itself together and mobilize its resources and its people, it will come out on the short end of this game because everybody else is lawyering up to fight out who gets screwed and who gets saved.